coldest night of the winter last night. What did you observe from the Gospel Mission's point of view?
So both of our shelters, both the one on Leon and our shelter over on Doyle, were full last night. And at one point in the middle of the night, we did have some people show up at our doorstep that we didn't have any room for.
What happens in that case? It was, at my house, it was minus 18 overnight. What happens?
Yeah, well, it's dangerous to not have people inside. And I know that in Kelowna, the city, Journey Home, all the different operators have really banded together. We have more room for people this year than ever before. We were all feeling so optimistic about it. And then last night, sure enough, we have somebody with no space.
It turns out the number of shelter beds doesn't quite meet the demand. This is the new Richter Street shelter. They had a capacity of 38. They added 10 mats, bringing them up to 48. Then they took 2 more than that before having to turn a few people away, even last night, on the coldest night of the winter. We did speak to one woman who may have spent last night outside somewhere. We asked, where do you go? She said, here and there.
It actually falls on RCMP. We had a really kind, generous RCMP officer who ended up driving that person from our shelter all the way over to West Kelowna so that that person had a place to be inside.
I guess some of them just walk all night, or?
Yeah, actually we have fires start happening because people often start fires in order to try to stay warm. And so around town there's been a couple different stories of people who have started a little fire, maybe underneath a blanket, just trying their best as any of us would to try to stay warm, and accidentally lighting a building on fire.
So the Gospel Mission has the place on Doyle now, that former Courier building. We see this other shelter on Richter that's opened up. It looks like, okay, we've got enough now, but it's like we never quite get there.
Actually, it's quite demoralizing for our staff, for my team, because it seems like no matter what we do, there never quite seems to be enough, which can be really hard. It feels like people are slipping between our fingers sometimes.
But I guess you can be pleased that more people were housed last night than would have been if those efforts hadn't all been made.
Yeah, no, this year is actually still a victory. We've still done really good work. But as we say, like, if there's one person spending the night outside, that's one person too many.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.